Voyager 2 is now in interstellar space. There are two Voyager spacecraft, but they are on different paths. Voyager 2 was chosen for grand tour to fly by Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and then Neptune. The Voyager 2 has started to transmit data from interstellar space back into the Earth in 2018. The Sun creates a huge bubble of plasma, ionized materials. Most of the materials have come from Sun. Outside the bubble, most of the materials have come from distant stars. We have an instrument that measures solar wind. The team has been looking for this for a long time and worked really hard on engineering sense to keep all the instruments working on the spacecraft. So the Voyager 2 is now traveling into interstellar space. We saw volcanic activities in Io with possibility of ocean in Europa, so from time to time we have been discovering things that we have not seen before Voyager mission. The Uranus was first detected by English astronomer William Herschel in 1781. 5 years, almost a billion miles after leaving Saturn, Voyager 2 reached Uranus in January 1986. Like all other planets, Uranus spins like a top but tipped over on its side, strangely tilted and off-center. The Uranus's magnetic field extends a bizarre corkscrew tail millions of miles into space. Its magnetic poles are also widely scaled. Voyager 2 discovered two new rings, dark, narrow bands of ice rocket dust with particles the size of a fist. Although Voyager 2 discovered 10 new Uranian moons, but the close encounter was with the Miranda, one of the bizarre moons in our solar system. Close of Miranda reveals strange and wondrous landscape, including canyon 12 miles deep. Miranda may have collided with another moon, shattered, and then by the force of its own gravity, it slowly reassembled itself into the chunk of rock and ice. These digitized photographs are the testament to the evolution of our solar system. Approaching Neptune, after 12 years on the road and another billion miles, Voyager 2 was an exhausted traveler. By August of 1989, Voyager 2 was speeding more than 40,000 miles per hour towards its rendezvous with Neptune, the last stop on the spectacular grand tour of four outer planets. Discovered in 1846, Neptune was named after mythical Roman god of the sea. The planet appears blue because its methane absorbs most of the red in the spectrum, leaving mostly green and blue. Voyager 2 flew by Neptune only 22 miles of its charted course in 1 second of its scheduled flyby time, skimming only 3,000 miles over the planet's north pole. Voyager found Neptune, a giant ball of melted rocket ice, clogged in hydrogen, helium, and methane gases. Its atmosphere swept by wind up to 700 miles per hour. Voyager flew the closest that any spacecraft has come to the outer planets. The hurricane, the size of Earth, raging in Neptune's seven hemisphere. The storm revolves around of the planet every 18 hours. Then it rotates around its own axis like a big globe of pizza dough every 16 days. Largest of Neptune's 8 moons, Triton, orbits in an opposite rotation from the planet. Triton was once probably an independent object in orbit around the Sun until it collided with the Moon and was captured by Neptune's gravity. Pockmarked by impact craters and glazed peak by radiation, blades of methane and nitrogen ices and atmospheres, Triton is the coldest known object in the solar system and one of the most reflective. Utilizing Voyager's digitized photograph of this icy moon, scientists saw jagged mountains, high cliffs, and frozen lakes. The most bizarre discovery on Triton was the presence of icy geysers, some of which is still active. The Voyager mission in the outer planet is certainly has been the journey of a lifetime. Having encountered the Triton as the last world we would visit, the Voyager 2 has set its course for southwest of the constellation Sagittarius. Traveling at 10 miles per second, it is expected to pass 4 light years from constellation Sirius, the brightest star in the heaven, in some 296,000 years. In November 5, 2018, Voyager 2 passed through heliopause and interstellar space, and it is now collecting data in interstellar space. In incredible feat of engineering, NASA recently fixed Voyager 2 at 11.5 billion miles away from Earth. The spacecraft ran into trouble in January 28, 2020, when it unexpectedly shut down. The entire world held its breath. Engineers sent commands to set the spacecraft back on, but those messages take 17 hours one way, so they had to wait 34 hours to see their efforts had worked. On February 5, 2020, NASA confirmed that Voyager 2 has become operational. This is certainly the humanity's greatest engineering achievement.